evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Wednesday, June 26, 2024. Making the headlines tonight, one of four suspects detained for shooting at Compose House. Security guard found dead at St. Vernon High School, and the GOV loses CCJ appeal, must pay $4.5 million in land compensation. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Your personal online banking experience is about to get even better. Introducing the new Personal Atlantic Online, reimagined and redesigned. But that's not all. Something great is coming your way. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speed flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
No, I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Brothers Abet is celebrating Super Handy Dads for the entire month of June with super handy deals that just can't be beaten. Give that super handy dad the perfect gift from our super selection, like 15% off all power tools and hand tools store-wide, 15% off track car batteries, 20% off Eureka Vats, 20% off Decon Matte Emulsion, and 25% off Valspar and Dutch Boy paints. Plus, for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win $500 worth of tools for 3 super special dads. So give dad his best Father's Day gift yet from Brothers Abet. Come in or reach out to us today. Brothers Abet wishes all super handy dads a super happy Father's Day.
mandela.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandela's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandelapress@yahoo.com or amandelapress@gmail.com. Amandela, all power to the people.
Welcome back with your news. I am MarKeisha Young. The Belmont house of the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, was shot at Tuesday night. The incident occurred at 9:19 p.m. Fortunately, the Commissioner was not at home at the time as he traveled Tuesday to attend a conference in New York. However, his 22-year-old son was at home. This represents an even greater escalation of the attack on law enforcement, as just 3 days ago, the Rowan Creek Police Station was speared with bullets, and on June 1st, gang members in San Ignacio erupted into the community hospital and threatened doctors to save the life of a street figure. Commenting on his Facebook page on the issue, the compo stated, open quote, "The act of shooting at home is a clear example why, as a society, we cannot go easy on these criminals who believe that they can run our streets and keep our law-abiding citizens hostage with impunity. My mandate as the Commissioner of Police remains clear, and that is to keep the people of our country safe. This is even if our own safety is at risk. I therefore will not be perturbed by the coward acts of those who committed this reprehensible act," end quote. The police are investigating the incident, but reports are that 4 persons on 2 motorcycles went into the area and fired several shots at the compost house. 1 suspect is in custody and others are being sought. The police managed to recover a firearm used as well as 1 of the motorcycles. Authorities believe the intention was to send a message to the compo and the government in light of their ramped-up efforts to address increasing violence. Williams took time out from his conference in New York for a Zoom with the media and shared how he became aware of the shooting at his house.
Just about an hour before landing in New York, I got a call from my son who was at home. But the data that you purchase on plane do not allow you for voice calls. You can only text. So I could not have answered his call. So I messaged him and said to him, "I'm in flight. Kindly text." And he texted me quickly and said that shots were being fired at the house. I right away forwarded the message to the Belmapan police station and asked them to have the police respond immediately. And I directed my son not to come out, to stay inside the house, secured until the police would arrive there. I must say that the police got there very quickly and they dealt with the situation. They examined the house and review the surveillance camera system that they have at home, and they were able to obtain some very useful information from the camera system. Subsequent to that, the police mobilized more and conducted interviews and operations, and quickly they were able to apprehend a suspect along with the firearm, which we believe to have been used in the incident. The firearm is a .45 caliber pistol that has been packaged and will be sent to the National Forensic Service ballistic section for examination to be compared with the shells that were found at the scene.
Williams also spoke about the potential motive behind the shooting.
Well, I guess someone just wants to send a statement if they think that I am going to be perturbed or intimidated by their action, then they have the wrong man. Certainly, as the Commissioner of Police, I have a mandate. And my mandate to the Belizean people is clear, which is to do all I can within my power to make sure that our people are safe. So they can come and shoot a million times. That will not distract me from doing what I need to do. But what I can say to them is that they will be pursued no matter where they go. They will be caught and they will be dealt with. It is something that I take very seriously, and we will act decisively in making sure that the perpetrators of this and other incidents are brought to justice.
According to the Kampal, the person detained has been charged with various offenses before and is affiliated with one of the gangs in that area. He resides in Kamalote, and so he would not have been of interest under the SOE. The Kampal says this incident does not lead them to believe they need to expand the SOE to other areas. The Kampal was asked if he has adopted a softer stance and is less feared than he was in the past. At the same time, he addressed the increased level of lawlessness being seen in Cayo.
Whilst the criminals operate without any rules, I have to operate within rules, and I have to operate within the scope of the law. So as much as, yes, from my personal feeling, my personal standpoint, I would love to do certain things. I cannot do that if it is not going to be done in accordance with the law. So I remain a law-abiding citizen. I am the chief law enforcement officer of the country. I must abide by the laws. And so whatever needs to be done in dealing with any criminal elements, I will always ensure that it is done in accordance with the law. And again, things that used to happen back in the days, I have grown. I have become wiser over the years. I must say that. And I have also learned to become more compliant with rules and regulations. If I want to lead an organization like the police, I have to lead by example. I cannot lead my officers to believe that to be out there and abusing the rights of people is the right thing to do. I cannot do that, no. But we do have some young people who are growing up today who obviously they're just idle and they don't give a damn. What we need to do is to make sure we identify those persons and we go after them. So I will say to those lawless people in the West, yo, spread your bed, you're asleep on it. That's what my grandmother used to tell us. So they must expect what is going to come to them, because we're not going to back down. We're not going to be distracted. We will press forward and we'll do so hard. They need to get the sense. Enough is enough. The police will be in full force, making sure that we pursue every one of them and to gather evidence to be able to make sure that we put them away. And I call upon the public to please work with the police, because we cannot take things for granted and think that, oh, because you're not the victim now, you'll never become a victim. You may well become one if we don't work with the police in making sure that we rid our society of these type of people who live to make our lives a misery.
The Bamapan City Council has condemned the shooting at the house of Commissioner of Police Chester Williams Tuesday night and has expressed deep concern, describing it as a grave offense against the community's safety and well-being. The council encourages everyone to remain vigilant and to report any suspicious activity, as well as to share with authorities any information they may know in relation to this incident in particular. The security guard at St. Vernon High School was found dead this morning at the security booth at the institution. He has been identified as Kareem Bab, a resident of Olivera Street in the Lake Independence area. A gunman on bicycle passed by and fired at the booth. The couple spoke about the possible motive and ruled out that it might have had to do with witnessing the shooting of Stanley Moore Sunday that happened only a stone's throw away. The police believe it had to do with a personal gripe with another individual.
The murder is not gang related, and the police have obtained surveillance footage from the school. We're viewing those footages now, and hopefully we'll be able to identify who the individual is, and they should be able to make an arrest. I must say that the last 3 murders we have had, we have made arrests in all 3 of them, and it goes to show again that the police is doing as best as we can to be able to investigate these murders and find the persons responsible and make sure they face the court system. Well, we do have police officers in the Martins area working, but the police officers have to move around. They cannot stay in one given area, and criminals will take advantage of whatever opportunities they may have. And the fact that it is not something gang motivated. You have an issue with somebody, you go after that person where the person works. I don't see how it is going to be possible for the police to be able to deter that from happening, unless the police would have had prior knowledge that there was some issue between him and this individual, and this person would have been going after him to do him something.
Students at St. Vernon are already out for summer break. The government of Belize has lost an appeal at the Caribbean Court of Justice, and the Ministry of Natural Resources is therefore being ordered to pay $4.55 million Belize in land compensation to Primrose Gabrielle, plus interest from 2007. The case is an old one and involves the compulsory acquisition of a seafront house lot off Seashore Drive in the Buttonwood Bay area of Belize City in February 2007. Gabrielle and her son Dion Zabane only became aware of the acquisition in 2019 because prior to that they had been fighting an injunction sought by the Department of the Environment so they could not fill the seabed property. In December 2019, Gabrielle sought redress through the courts, and Justice Michelle Arana ordered that she was to be paid, that is, fair compensation, expresses, and for landfill loss. Mediation was ordered to arrive at a figure for damages, but that failed. The matter then went before High Court Justice James, who rejected Gabrielle's valuation and accepted the proposed valuation of just over $1 million Belize by the government. He awarded another $450,000 Belize in other damages and losses. Gabrielle appealed, and the Court of Appeal ordered that an expert valuer be appointed, that is, to determine the fair market value for parcel. Gabrielle's valuer cited the figure of $8 million. The government appealed to the CCJ, stating that the Court of Appeal was wrong to accept the valuation from Gabrielle and asked that the CCJ restore the decision of the High Court. Here's a summary of the decision of the CCJ as read by Justice Benis Barrow this morning.
The appeal was dismissed. The decision of the Court of Appeal to order a remission to the High Court of the assessment of compensation was set aside, and the respondent was awarded compensation in a sum of $4,545,325 with interest from 3rd February 2007 at the rate of 6% per annum until the date of this judgment, and thereafter at the statutory judgment rate of 6% per annum. The sum of Belize $300,000 as reimbursement for landfill, which was excluded from the valuation, was also awarded to the respondent. Prescribed costs in the High Court, costs in the Court of Appeal, and standard costs in this court were awarded to the respondent. The payment by the government of Belize to account and the appropriate deduction was ordered to be made from the sums recoverable by the respondent.
The Statistical Institute of Belize revealed employment figures in the country for April 2024, which were gathered through the Labor Force Survey produced twice yearly. Figures show that of the over 409,000 persons estimated to be living in Belize, 170,853 people 14 years and older make up Belize's labor force. In terms of which sector employs the most citizens, wholesale and retail trade make up the bulk at 17.4%. When it comes to unemployment, the SIB found that our rate in April 2024 was at 3%, or 5,046 unemployed persons. Acting Statistician 1, Ania Mejia, shared more information.
To be classified as an unemployed person, all three of the following criteria must be met. A person must be without work. These persons must have carried out activities to look for work within the last 4 weeks, and they must have been available to work if a job opportunity became available within the next 2 weeks. The unemployment rate for April 2024 stands at 3%. Female unemployment was slightly higher at 3.9% compared to males at 2.5%. At the district level, there were variations observed. Kaya registered the highest unemployment rate at 3.7%, while Corozal registered the lowest at 1.6%.
After the break, cost of food continues to rise. Vegetable prices up over 15%. Stay with us.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Design Depot is celebrating its 3-year anniversary. This May, get a chance to paint your entire home for free.
Free?
Free? Free? That's right. For 3 months, Design Depot is celebrating its 3-year anniversary with 3 lucky winners. Increase your chances to win with every $100 spent, all while enjoying exclusive store-wide specials and unbeatable deals on your favorite brands. Stay tuned to unlock June's extravagant prize. What are you waiting for? Shop now and join in on the celebration. You can be the next lucky winner. Some restrictions may apply. Design Depot, all in one place.
When you buy your prescription, what are the best place we go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When the drugstore then close up the night and on Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City.
We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
In Belize, we value our families, we value our communities, we value our neighbors. 90% of Belizeans think it's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect society at its best. 94% of Belizeans agree that public spaces in Belize should be more accessible to people living with disabilities. In Belize, we believe in fair treatment and supporting one another. We know that our beautiful country is at its best when we come together for the greater good. 2 out of 3 Belizeans support a new law to prevent discrimination in employment and public spaces. It shouldn't matter where we come from, who we love, or what we look like. Belizeans deserve to live our best lives. It's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect our society at its best. Equal Opportunities Bill. Belize, we're ready.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
The Statistical Institute of Belize revealed that for first 5 months of 2024, the inflation rate was at 3.9% when compared to the same period in 2023. Consumer Price Index is used to indicate how prices that consumers pay for goods and services change over time relative to a base period, and the inflation rate is the percentage change in the CPI between two specific periods. Significant increases were seen in restaurants and accommodation services, up 11%, and in the food and non-alcoholic beverage sector, up 6.3%. Statistician 2, Melvin Paris, tells us more.
All right, so now looking at the major categories affecting the cumulative inflation rate of 3.9%. First, we had the food and non-alcoholic beverages with prices increasing by 6.3%. And I must say that this was the major category contributing to the overall increase of 3.9%. It was followed by restaurant and accommodational services with prices increasing by 11%. Then we had the housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuel with prices increasing by 2.5%. Now, on the other hand, we had the transport category with prices decreasing by 1.8%.
The cost of food items across the board continues to rise, particularly healthy food options. According to figures released by the Statistical Institute of Belize today, for the first 5 months of this year, when compared to the same period in 2023, the average cost of vegetables has inflated by 15.5%, while for fruits it's 8.6%. Statistician 2, Melvin Paris, shared more.
First, let's look at the food and non-alcoholic beverages category, with prices increasing by 6.3%. This was mainly due to increases for vegetable, dairy products, meats, cereal products, fruits, sugar, and other food products such as salt. Now looking at the average prices of selected food items, we can see that most of the items went up by more than 20%, specifically powdered milk, grapefruit, grapes, soursop, cabbage, celery, sweet potato, plantain, black beans, red kidney beans, and sugar.
The latest figures by the Statistical Institute of Belize revealed that the country experienced an inflation of 3.9% for the first 5 months of 2024 when compared to that same period for 2023. When it comes to our municipalities, Belmopan, Corzal Town, and Independence saw inflation rates of over 4%, while San Pedro saw the lowest inflation rate, which was at just 1.9%. Statistician 2, Melvin Perez, explained why this is so.
Now looking at the cumulative inflation rate by municipality, it can clearly be seen that the city of Belmopan experienced the highest increase in consumer prices, with a cumulative inflation rate of 9.6%. Consumer in the city saw an above average increase in prices for food items, home rental costs, restaurant services, personal hygiene products, men's and women's hairdressing, laundry products, soaps, detergent, pet food, nightclub entrance fees, medicine over-the-counter, clothing, and footwear. On the other hand, San Pedro Town experienced the lowest cumulative inflation rate with a 1.9%, as consumers in this town saw lower than average increase in prices for food items, beers, cigarette, restaurant services, pet food, video games, medicine products, laundry products, soaps, and detergent.
In other news, Belize has remained at Tier 2 in the Trafficking in Persons 2024 report prepared by the United States Department of State. The report assesses the performance of 188 countries in their efforts at combating human trafficking. A release from the U.S. Embassy cites portion of the report which states that while the government of Belize does not fully meet the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking, it is making significant efforts to do so. The report speaks to increased efforts by Belize compared to last year. It says gains were made by identifying more victims, increasing investigations, cooperating with foreign law enforcement in cases that resulted in arrests and convictions, and consulting with survivors on anti-trafficking laws and policies. The release states, open quote, The Ministry of Human Development and its private sector partners continue to do commendable work in protecting victims and boosting prevention through awareness, end quote. The Commissioner of Police welcomed the news.
I think to be at Tier 2 is still good. We remain where we were last year, and again, the police have been doing a number of things, working with our social partners. We do have the human development, that is a part of the ATIPS Council, and community rehab. So with what we have done, they are making some recommendations. I'm sure that Cabinet is going to look at those recommendations and see how we can implement some of them to be able to see how we can remain or at least drop to a lower tier where that is concerned.
For Belize to improve its ranking, the report recommends that the authorities vigorously investigate and prosecute suspected traffickers, open quotes, including complicit officials, and imposing strong prison sentences on convicted traffickers, end quote. It adds that there should be consistent efforts to screen for and identify victims, especially among vulnerable groups like children at risk of familial trafficking, school children, especially those ages 14 to 16 years, Chinese, Indian, Cuban, and migrant workers, individuals in immigrant courts, refugees, and asylum seekers, end quote. The government of Belize today announced that Belize has received approval for a $125 million grant from the Millennium Challenge Corporation. The formal negotiations for the grant were completed in April this year. The MCC's Board of Directors approved the 5-year grant, which would be used to investigate in energy and education in the country. The MCC is an independent U.S. government development agency which was created in 2004 and focuses on reducing global poverty through economic growth. The MCC grants time-limited funds to countries which meet rigorous standards for good governance, fighting corruption, and respecting democratic rights. For Belize, the grant will be used to fund education and alleviate the high electricity costs, which limit sustainable and inclusive economic growth in the country. Both the education project and the energy project will be implemented by a new Belizean entity called the Millennium Challenge Account Belize, or MCA Belize Authority, and will be a statutory body for transparency and accountability. The government says the 5-year grant agreement will be formally signed later this year and will be implemented next year. After the break, SIB says banana and citrus industries are showing promise, and Rowan Creek resident complains of SOE detention. Stay tuned.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
No, I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Your personal online banking experience is about to get even better. Introducing the new Personal Atlantic Online, reimagined and redesigned. But that's not all. Something great is coming your way. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Where you get your prescription? What are the best place to go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When the drugstore then close up the night and on Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City.
We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from XTV Power Tools. XTV Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your XTV line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with XTV Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Both the banana and citrus industries had been on the decline due to disease, lack of workforce, and other setbacks. However, for the first quarter of 2024, the banana industry has been a sizable uptick, while citrus is showing some promises. Statistician 2, Christopher House, spoke of how the two industries are progressing.
Going into banana, we saw an increase of 99.5%, right? Because we had 10.2 thousand metric tons in quarter 1 of 2023, and we're at 20.3 thousand metric tons for quarter 1 of 2024. Now, quarter 1 of 2023 was a rough year for banana because we had the high disease pressure and adverse weather leading to a huge decline. So now we're approaching normal levels as we have less disease pressure for this quarter. So if you notice, the level at 20.3 is almost at the previous quarter 1 levels for the previous years outside of 2023. Moving to citrus, we are still seeing the effects of citrus greening. We have a decline of 27.5% from 8.4 thousand metric tons in quarter 1 of 2023 to 6.1 thousand metric tons in quarter one of 2024. We expect to see some improvements for the year as we see the new crops start to come online, as we saw an increase for grapefruit, but we are still seeing a decrease for oranges. So as the year progresses, we shall see how citrus looks.
The Statistical Institute of Belize, using a data compilation framework by the United Nations World Tourism Organization, has measured tourism's direct impact on Belize's economy. The calculation factors overnight and same-day visitors as well as domestic tourism. Tourism's direct and indirect impacts such as workforce, services, and products were factored in. The latest figures available were from 2019, which is in the line with countries in the region. In 2019, the tourism industry accounted for 11.8% of GDP, which also compares to other countries in the region. Acting Manager of CIV's Economic Statistics Department, Jacqueline Sabal, shared more.
So for the year 2019, we have a direct share in tourism industries, gross value added at $343.1 million. The direct share in other industries, $142.2 million. The direct share in taxes less subsidies, $73.6 million, which brings us to a total tourism direct gross domestic product at $558.9 million. Of the total GDP, this represents 11.8%. So overall, tourism's direct contribution to the economy for the year 2019 was 11.8%.
On Tuesday, several mothers and partners of persons detained under the latest SOE complained of unfair and wrongful detention. They shared that their loved ones are hardworking individuals and were hauled away from their job sites. Well, today, Alden Morrow, who was also detained under the SOE, snuck a chance to speak with the media. Morrow is the man believed to have been the target when PC Dylan Anthony was killed in the case of mistaken identity in Roaring Creek Village in March this year. Here's what he told our colleagues at Plus Television during a trip to the hospital due to feeling unwell, until the media was chased out by police.
Why you come to the media? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to talk about the system, the police department system, I believe, because I feel that they're unjust.
What part of it do you believe is unjust? What are they for?
Well, the SOE, most of all, because, I mean, when you go behind bars, you're there on 24 hours locked down. You don't have nothing, no call, nothing. You know, the food, the one same thing over.
Dr. El McKay, chairperson of the Belize Network of NGOs, has warned that if Belize does not prepare for next year's wildfires, we'll see even greater damages than this year.
I mean, I think wildfires was something that it was always protected area managers and co-managers that were bringing to the forefront. But I think this fire season has absolutely shown us that this is something that touches human lives in a very direct way. It's no longer an indirect way where we would say, oh, it's just our forest burning, and now we will have reduced areas for capturing water or watershed protection. Now it's actually affecting people's homes, people's livelihoods, people's farms. So I think it's really pointing out to the very, the gaps in capacity that we have. I think there's a lot of hope. NGOs and other co-managers have for a long time been training in this aspect of fire management. And so I think the capacity is in country for us to help communities and others to build that capacity. But obviously there is also a responsibility of the state and, you know, our social responsibility as communities to want to improve our capacities to be able to deal with this in a proactive, not a reactive way, as we have always done. The temperature extremes that we are now facing are part of what I call a new normal. And so this isn't going to go away. The rains are here, but if we don't start preparing for fire now, next season we are going to face bigger problems.
And the Statistical Institute of Belize held a press conference today where the GDP figures of the first quarter of 2024 were revealed. The gross domestic product is the main indicator of economic activity within a country. GDP estimates are produced based on information received from financial statements, the government, private business, and non-government organizations. According to the data presented by SIB, Belize's GDP in 2024's first quarter rose by 10% when compared to the same period in 2023, which represents an increase of $136.2 million to a total of $1.49 billion. Statistician 2, Christopher House, explained more.
So for the first quarter of 2024, goods and services produced within the country totaled $1.49 billion. This is an increase of $136.2 million, or 10%, when compared to the first quarter of 2023, which was $1.36 billion. The primary drivers of economic growth were in the secondary and tertiary sector, as we observed growth across most industries within these two sectors. The three productive sectors within the GDP is the primary. This is where we have our raw goods, mostly products of agriculture, such as sugarcane. We have the secondary sector. That's where we take these raw goods and process them into a manufactured good. So again, if we have sugarcane, we process that into sugar. That falls within the secondary sector. And then the last one, the tertiary sector, we're no longer looking at goods, but at services. Looking at the contribution to GDP, out of the $1.49 billion that we have, the tertiary sector is 65% of that, or $964.7 million. The secondary sector is 14%, which is $202.6 million. And then we have the primary sector at 9%, which is $128.6 million. And then the darker color, taxes, is 13%, which is $198 million. So altogether, that is where we get the $1.49 billion.
And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. A repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another news broadcast. I am MarKeisha Young. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.